Shalom, Yashrala. This is your brother Dawud Daw from GMS Tampa Bay #07, coming at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakach Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for all you Akim pushing this truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions. All right, I'm going to jump into this here lesson. It's been kind of a heavy week, again, dealing with these race relations, all right? Here's another article. It says, "This state and constitution aren't made for us. RT Daco follows African-American activists," all right? And this one here is a pretty, blatant article, all right? This is a pure wake-up call to the nation of Israel, all right? Primarily, the southern kingdom, Judah want to, keep assimilating and, keep trying to force the white man to look at him as equal, on an equal playing field to himself, all right? It says, with racial tension in the USA back in the spotlight over the last few years, gripping news RT documentary series visit African American communities and activists fighting against a history of racial injustice and poverty. All right, and really, this isn't really on a deep level, but this is the so-called Negroes, like they say, the African Americans. All right, the tribe of Judah. I don't really know too much about exactly what the hell they protesting, like how far back they go back to pull up certain things, or whether or not they're just talking about in modern times, all right? But nevertheless, they talk about the racial, and they say the history of racial injustice and poverty. Again, I don't know if they go back to slave times or whatnot, but, they going about it all the wrong way. They going out on their own strength, their own arm. It is good that they so-called rising up, but they're not even going after this in their own strength, because this was all set up by an Edomite named George Soros, all right? This is like many cities across America, St. Louis, Missouri still sees its urban divide drawn along racial lines, whereas black activists continues to fight battles old and new, be it against the systematic poverty, inequality, education, or employment, or extrajudicial police killings, all right? So, they're talking about there's a racial line drawn, and they talk about these different systems where there's a racial line drawn, but also, these neighborhoods, they so-called integrated everybody, but really we still segregated, which we should be segregated, but we need to be up under that same system that we was under beforehand, where they said whites only and blacks only type of deal, when so-called Jake actually owned something. But us being under these curses and in captivity under Esau, he gonna reign supreme over top of us until, the Lord come and save us, all right? It says, in Black Lives Struggles, interviewees do just that. They struggle. From assault rifle toting Ferguson protesters to the peace walking priests operating in some of the city's most violent areas, to the mothers trying to get justice for her son killed in a police raid, each describes the bleak reality of living in America's black neighborhoods. All right, it says, to the peace walking priests, all right, operating in some cities, and we just seen IUIC. And I believe it was IUIC, and they massive gathering, So, but like I said, the Lord is showing, all these prophecies in the news every day. You just gotta have that spiritual eye to discern what these stories are about. You're not supposed to read these stories and get hooked into the Black Lives Matter. That's right. This is blah blah blah. Jump on a bandwagon because that's what's in the news. That's the trend. No, you sitting back and watching these things, like, okay, the Black Lives Matter. Okay, now you discern that didn't been set up by the Edomites to damn near further divide the people in a way, and I mean divide the people for a war tactic, all right? Not saying we need to be all together with these damn Edomites, but this is how they divide the people, all right? See how they did the children of Israel. They divide up, the tribesmen, and even in the same tribes, they divide, like you see Jake in, like the south side of Chicago, Jake versus Jake. What they do, they separated them, divided them, all right? So, continuing on, it says, this state isn't for us. This country doesn't work for us. It doesn't function for us, says activist Doroba Shakur, as he stands armed outside of the courthouse steps awaiting the verdict of the trial of ex-police officer accused of killing a black man. So, a couple different things. Homeboy is standing outside with his damn strap, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, you destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Bruh, it's you by yourself with your strap. Let's say you got the extendo clip. Let's say you got the 100-round drum. All right? What you finna do when Esau bring his local police department down on your ass? You can't, bruh. I mean, you could probably fight it out. You gonna prolong your little stance. You know what I'm saying? But then they call them the special forces, and then the special force police officers or whatever, and they snipe your ass. Let alone they call the military on your ass or a drone on your ass. Man, you not look, man. If you understood that Esau's blessing was the sword, the worst thing you could do is try to pick up a sword and fight. You know what I'm saying? Like how they say, hey, man, you fucked up bringing a knife to a gunfight. All right, that's what you're doing when you bring a knife to a knife fight against Esau. You know what I'm saying? Or a sword to a sword fight against Esau, because anybody doing that is retarded. You see what I'm saying? That's his blessing. You should never try to go up against Esau with no damn gun or no shit like that. That's his blessing, man. Your blessing is the spirit and the power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. All right? Look back onto Egypt. The Egyptians blessed. They power was in they military and they hand and they might. All right? They had a military against us. All right? They was coming after us with a military. What was our strength? Our strength was Yahweh. All right, the Most High. He came and he divided the Red Sea for us. All right? And through dividing the Red Sea, he marched us through on dry ground. Then he sewed the sea back up as the Pharaoh tried to cross through and drown all the Egyptians in the army. All right. And then killed all the firstborns and brought all the plagues over there. All right. We didn't do all that like we wasn't making plagues and shit using the HARP program and fucking Egypt up like that with no technology and no shit, man. We ain't, that's not our blessing, you know. But it says this state isn't for us. This country doesn't work for us. It doesn't function for us. Yeah, you're right. Because this ain't your country. This ain't your land. This ain't your place where you're supposed to be at, man. This is your captivity. This is your hell. This is your prison. You know, that's like you done got locked up in jail for murder, a mass murder spree, and you mad because they don't provide the cable that you want. You don't got the internet that you want. They don't cook the food that you want, bro. It's too cold in there for you. It's too hot in there for you. You know what I'm saying? They don't play the music you want to hear in there. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to watch what you want. Yeah, because, nigga, you in prison. That ain't your house. That ain't your living room. That ain't your refrigerator. That ain't your Kool-Aid, bro. You gonna get what they give you because this is they shit. You just a piece of a possession. You a piece of property here, man. You part of they how do I say, they possessions, man. It says referring to the government system as a machine or a robot, Shakur says you can only destroy a robot. It's got to be taken down and abolished. And yeah, really, that's these Edomites, man. He like a virus. You gotta, hey, man. Like he says, like a computer or a robot, but it's like a virus inside of a computer, man. Hey, man. Once you got a virus, man, you gotta get that antivirus, or you gotta just wipe your whole hard drive. You see what I'm saying? Because you just try to wipe in one file where the virus is at. That shit is liable to jump somewhere else into another file. And you delete that file, you jump to another file. You delete that file, and now your computer systems is fucked up because it don't have the proper files to function because you keep deleting the files every time the damn virus jump. And now you don't have a stable processing system no more. All right. Same way with these Edomites. You can't just, okay, that's a wicked Edomite. Let's get rid of him. Nah, this is a wicked Edomite. Let's get rid of him. Oh, these is wicked laws. Let's get rid of that. Nah, man, you got to destroy the whole damn system, because the whole damn system, like how homeboy is coming to the grim reality of this system ain't set up for us, homie. It's not just, your current president. Oh, Donald Trump is against us. No, nigga, it's this whole system. It's the Edomite rulership, man. That system is against us. This kingdom is against us. This is our captivity, man. All right, you got to understand that and get that through your mind. All right, you can't be over here trying to march for this motherfucker to give you rights, man. Ain't no king gonna sit there and bow down to his servants, his peasants, because these niggas want to march in the street, man. What he gonna do is bring his military out and squash that rebellion. All right, that's what you're supposed to be like when you're in rulership. You want to stay on top, man. It says, aside from the palpable anger at the increasing number of black deaths, either at the hands of police through other homicides, others have found ways to denounce violence. Reverend Kenneth McCoy, who took to the streets to engage in peace walks through some of the city's most violent neighborhoods after a string of deaths of young black men and women in the spirit of influence. So just like, IUIC, all them coming in the spirit of that Martin Luther King, and that coon further rocked us to sleep, man, got us all fucked up, talking about some one day with little black children and white children coming together, living in harmony and peace together. Now we ain't got no property. We don't got no infrastructure no more. You know what I'm saying? So now we in a way worse, that's all through the spirit that Most High had put on him to get to our people, to rock us back to sleep. Because the scriptures say what? You can go to the enemy for the one of all things. So back in those times when they had, colored this, whites that, when we actually owned our own banks, bus lines, airports, and things like that, we didn't have to go to Esau for the one of all things. We just go to ourselves because we owned our own resources, all right? But the Most High said that wasn't going to be so. That's why he always destroyed, like, Roswell, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and there's some other places. Can't think of them other two places. Well, there was a couple. There's actually a lot of places like that. It was more than just like what people know of as the Black Wall Street. It was a lot of little cities like that, you know. But it says, walking through the night streets, handing out. This is this stupid ass reverend. It says, walking through the streets, handing out sandwiches and bottles of water, passing residents. Reverend McCoy and Jay Cransler are calling to an end of violence in troubled neighborhoods, saying most of the people out here are not bad people, they're just in bad situations. And really, there's some kind of truth to that. You know, Jake catching all this hell and is oppressed, you know what I'm saying? So he just bugging out and running wild, especially not knowing his true power and following after the ways of Esau. You know, that's a death lifestyle, man. Hey, that's a recipe for death and destruction, man. You following and doing the things of Esau, you know? So you got to come up out of all of that shit, man. You got to understand that this ain't nothing that you can fix with no sandwiches and bottles of water, man. You got to understand it's the whole way. And you probably walking through the damn neighborhoods feeding Jake Thompson. These are people. Yeah, you're right. Those are your people. But now look at you, because you don't know. You destroyed. You handing your people fucking ham sandwiches and shit. You know, I don't know exactly if he was handing them ham sandwiches, but I'm more than sure he not thinking about if that's an abominable meat or not. If he was, he'd be telling them they Israelites. This would be a whole different story, you know. They probably wouldn't even put the story up on the internet, you know. But nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? You and the blind leading the blind, man. You leading them the wrong fucking way. You leading them to go out there, take up arms and try to fight the so-called white man, giving them even, how do you say, more clout to come down on them, you know, Jacob's trouble, giving them a reason to break out Jacob's trouble on your ass, you know. It says Gina Torres is still fighting for justice for her son Isaiah Hammett, a young white kid who was killed in a raid on their home by SWAT team. All right. Now I don't know if that was actually an Edomite or an Israelite. That sounds like some Israelite shit that happened. You know what I'm saying? But hey, the curses is falling upon Edom. So you know what I'm saying? Or actually, yeah, it says a young white man, but nevertheless. It says activists familiar with the shooting attest that Hammett's friendship with black people resulted in the police giving him the treatment of black people. Okay, so like in a prior video I was saying about, you know, don't be feeling bad, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you newly coming into this and you're basically a baby, you realize you got that one white friend that hang out with you, you know what I'm saying? It's not a thing about skin color, you know, that's why we say the so-called white man. We're not talking about everybody with white skin. You might have some people like that, like how they saying in the scripture, this article, you know, all through the spirit is basically this was a confusion of face. You know what I'm saying? Say homeboy was basically killed. Like, you know, you can read certain articles and read and discern who the fuck it is. Like school shooting, 36 kids killed, teacher killed, you know, gunman killed himself. Okay, that's an Edomite. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, there was a school shooting. You know what I'm saying? One dude went to the school and popped one other nigga. You know what I'm saying? Over some Jordans or some shit. Oh, that was Jake. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. You already know about the story. So, and they over here telling me some, yeah, homeboy got his house raided. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that don't sound like no damn Edomites. They come, you know, the police, they might bring the SWAT team, but they gonna knock on the door. Hi, Mrs. Smith. Can Jason come out? We need to have a word with Jason. Is Jason your son? Yeah, we need to have a talk with him. Yeah, we want to question you about some questionable posts you've been putting on the internet showing how to make bombs and devices and all the guns you're carrying. We just want to talk to you about that. Just want to know if everything is okay, you know. And then 2 days later, homeboy go blow up every goddamn body. You know what I'm saying? They go and question him like that, you know. But Jake, you know what I'm saying? You know, they run up in Jake's house because of whatever, whatnot. You know, they see a lot of people come by old boy house. You know what I'm saying? Different men come in and out, and they be in there 10, 15 minutes, come back out, you know, all the damn time. They always looking fresh, whatever, whatnot. You know, Jake could be having a little side business on the inside of his house, cutting some hair, so he always see that. But Esau in there looking, and they come kicking the door. You know what I'm saying? The dog start barking, everybody in panic. Now they start shooting the dog and everybody else. Like, hey, these niggas was jumping. Like, well, we wasn't doing nothing illegal. We thought we live in the hood. You know, shit like this happen. Reaction is, get the strap, homie. Somebody kicking in the door, bro. We gotta, you know, protect ourselves. We in constant fear, bro. And now this shit, you know what I'm saying? This bring us back to the Klans days when he used to come kicking our door, firebomb my house and shit, man. You see what I'm saying? But homeboy, like it says activists familiar with the shooting attest that Hammett's friendship with black people resulted in the police giving him the treatment as black folks. So these Edomites saw him, and the spirit revealed, you know, the spirit understand, man. Hey, man, homeboy, he a damn Jake, and this nigga had a nerve to look like them. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna come down on him too. It says driving the renewed radicalism is expressed by rapper and activist T-Double explains that this country has been built off black oppression and black pain. And not really black oppression and black pain, but really Israelite oppression and Israelite pain. All right, every great nation on planet Earth has been built up like that. All right, that goes into the scripture, and all in thy seed shall all nations be blessed. All right, That's how these nations got built up to be the most glorious kingdoms, you know, from Egypt to Babylon to Medo-Persia, Assyria, Greece, Rome, and right here currently Babylon the Great, all right? Since we want our freedom, we want it now, and we're not asking, all right? Now, if you want your freedom and you want it now, man, hey, come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, all right? And you talking about something, we want our freedom now, we want our freedom and we want it now, and we're not asking. You should have said, and the saints shall take the kingdom, all right? But if you understood the scriptures, you would know that, you know what I'm saying? You be out there screaming, call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, which means all praises to the Most High. All praise to the Most High for the fact that he wrote these prophecies and he ain't slack on his word. His word don't come back vain, man. All you got to do is sit back and behold the glory and the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. You ain't got to worry about nothing else. But our people is destroyed for a lack of understanding. They destroyed because they don't understand the things. They don't want to hearken and come back to the ways and the laws, statutes, commandments, all right? So let me grab a couple precepts real quick. We're going to start here in the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10, all right? For our people who want to sit here and march and try to assimilate and be equal to the so-called white man. It says, arise, Micah 2 and 10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. All right. So arise and depart, for this is not your rest. All right. What's not your rest? And what does that mean? This not your society to kick back and relax in and have a good old time, a sweet time and whatever, whatnot, you know. This is your prison. You know, this is where you were supposed to be cast for prison at, you know. This ain't for you to be getting down and being equal and all this. It's not for them to be treating you as fair game or whatever, whatnot, you know. This is the place where you're supposed to be catching your punishment at, catching out your judgment, all right? And it says, this is not, arise and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with the sword destruction. And yeah, like in that article they talking about, they were coming out there and they were giving them sandwiches and stuff like that, man. Hey, man, this way of thinking, and if you're not coming back to the scriptures, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be destroyed. Like I said, man, we need to band together, feeding each other ham sandwiches, further destroying you, further separating you from the Most High, your only real power, all right? This is the book of Revelations, chapter 18 and verse 4, and it says, I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. Yeah, come out of her, my people. Because Jake right now want to assimilate and be equal to the so-called white man, want to be, how do I say, we want to be equal on the same playing field. Our lives matter just like yours do, you know, saying those types of things. But the Most High said, come out of her, my people, so you don't be destroyed with her plagues. They proud. They about to catch their damn judgment, man. Let them go. All right. This is the book of Proverbs. Chapter 11, verse 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So though hand join in hand, whose hand? Though Jake hand join in with Esau's hand, man, you trying to go with them, but they ain't gonna go unpunished, man, and you gonna catch it too if you stick around with they ass, you know. You about to fall right along with they ass, all right? Let me grab this is Obadiah chapter 1. Verse 10, it says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Talking about Esau Edom for his violence against his brother Jacob. That's why these people is marching into Black Lives Matter. The Most High got the solution for that, man. Don't be trying to y'all ultimately following after the white man to your own destruction, and yet you don't even know that. It says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And the day thou stoodest on the other side, and the day that the strangers carried away captives his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, thou cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was one of them. So because of all this oppression and all the things you did to the children of Israel, the Most High finna come down on your ass, man. All the things that the Black Lives Matters is talking about, the history and the racial tensions and stuff like that, the Most High is finna come down on you because of those reasons, you know. It says, but thou shouldest not have looked on them in the day of they became a stranger, neither should thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither should thou have spoken proudly in the day of their distress. You know, all these different things that you did to us, said to us. Oh, it don't matter. That's the past. Forget about all that. You know, the Most High gonna remember that. Oh, he already remembers that, and he already wrote down your judgment for it. All right. Verse 13. Then thou shouldest have not entered in the gates of my people in the day of their calamity, and thou shouldest not have looked on their afflictions in the day of their calamity, nor lay hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. So you shouldn't even have touched us, man. Looked our direction, man. Neither should thou have stood in the crossways to cut off those of his of his that did escape, neither should thou has delivered up those that did remain in the day of distress. All right. It says, for the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. All right. So you out there marching for Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, trying to get it on your own way, what you think is right. All right. But the Most High already got the solution for that. All right. Black lives don't matter, man. It's the Israelites, the elect, first and foremost, the 144,000 and the 1/3 lives that matter right now. The ones that's on the highways and the byways, the Most High is going to put that mark upon them. The ones that's fitted for salvation, fit for redemption. All right. It says, for the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. For thy reward shall return upon thy own head. Okay, as you hast drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. All right, that's talking about these Edomites, man. All the things Jordan did, all the things the so-called Black Lives Matter movement is fighting for. They talking about it that happened to them, man. The so-called white man's got to pay for that and much more. The things that they don't speak about, all right, and the things they did to our other brethren, the so-called Latinos and the so-called Native Americans as well, all right, and the brothers in the West Indies and the ones that confusing the faces on the four corners of the earth, all right. It says, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness in the house of Jacob, shall possess their possessions. So this is talking about when the children of Israel is being saved. We're going to possess basically the shit that Esau and them got, all right, and the Edomites as well, all right, and all these other heathens. It says, in the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, in the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them, and they shall devour them, and they shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh has spoken it. So all these Edomites is going to get cut off, every last one of them, all right, for all the things they did. You over here marching for all that. How about you stand up and go on the highways and the byways for the Most High, all right? Who's going to do all this for you, all right? And Esau can't deliver himself up out of the Most High's hands, but wait, he can come rain down on your ass. It says, and they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plains and the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead, and the captivity of the host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zapparoth, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is, and Sheprad shall possess the cities of the south. And Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh's. All right, so in the last times, that's going to be the elect. These saviors waking up the children of Israel, Hey, man, they're going to come in and take this kingdom from the hands of these Edomites, all right? You ain't got to march for it or none of that, all right? Protest and have them try to give you a piece of the pie, man. The saints of the Most High are going to take the kingdom, take it right up out of their damn hands, Take that crown right up off their head, all right? So with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edified. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rukak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push in this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions. Stay strong. Shalom.